And we're live. Oh my! What have you...
What?
All right.
What's me?
Welcome to episode 2 of the podcast. This podcast is an alpha. I'm joined
Nick
here
Cage is
today
not.
by Nick Cage. Welcome, Nick Cage, to the show. There he is.
Hello.
There he is. Nick Cage of the booger. And then I'm also joined by Ziff once again.
Hey, it's me.
Is that your thing? Is that you doing that every show now?
Hey.
Hey. Beautiful.
Hey.
Okay. All right. So, the second episode of the show, we didn't get cancelled. As much as you tried to cancel us with your, your propaganda that you sent us on stream, we weren't cancelled. We're back. We've got episode 2. So, today we're going to go ahead and,
It happened.
we've got a few news stories for you. It's a bit of a dry news week, I'd say, but we've got a few things we can talk about. And then we've all got topics later on the show as well. I hope.
Hopefully.
I just Ziff had a moment there where he was like, ooh.
I've actually got quite a bit listed down.
Okay, that's good to hear. All right, then, shall we get into what we've been playing this week, then? If anyone wants to go first,
Right.
or shall I? Shall I take it away?
God, I've not really been playing much. You should probably go first.
Okay, well, Arcade, for one. I've been playing a lot of Arcade, you guys.
Oh, God.
To be fair, I do have something to talk about with Arcade recently. Because they brought out the expansion, which they then decided to, after dropping the trailer, be like, hey, this is also paid DLC, by the way. And there's a bit of an uproar over that right now. So I've been covering that
Chief.
quite heavily. But, I'm looking forward to the expansion regardless, and I'd really like a free key if, maybe I'll get one of those one day. Who knows? But yeah, other than that, I've been doing some indie games as I did last night. I don't know if any of you were there for that, but we did a couple, and one of them was very clunky, to say the least. It was called Clunky Sutton. Clunky Hero, I believe, was the name of the game. It was like a
Chunky hero.
chunky hero. But yeah, it was, I don't know, it was this it was supposed to be like comical, and it had this like realistic but also comical look to it, which didn't really mesh very well. But it gave me like a Metroidvania sort of feel to it. But it was, I don't know, it was very clunky. Not much you can say. It had like a Kickstarter up, but it did have a really nice narration.
Clunkyvania.
Yeah, Clunkyvania. And a whole new genre. Other than that, I also played Oddventure, which was a lot more promising. That was very reminiscent of Mother and Undertale. It was very inspired by it, you could tell. Pretty sure it had a reference to Undertale, and I think it had a reference to Mother, because they had like a video game console and you went up to it, and then one of the games on there was Father, and I was like, okay, that's probably Mother. That would make sense.
They know what to do.
Yeah. But it was like a JRPG style thing. But, it's these two kids that end up in another world. So it gave you off that vibe. And they were all animals. That apparently humans not allowed there. And then just murder humans. Even though they were all very nice. So
It's
I don't
literally
know.
just Undertale.
Yeah, I mean, it was... It's different in its own way. And it actually does look pretty cool. It had good music and stuff and sound effects, and there were like gnomes in it that were very strange, and they'd flash you to do damage, and I was like, oh, that was a very interesting thing. And then there was also buff gnomes in it as well, which they were just massive jars of protein that they lived in. But that was a really fun one. I'm trying to think what else I've been playing this week. I also did crush a bunch of flowers in that. That was fun. You can step on flowers in that game. I don't know if there's anything else particularly I've been playing this week other than we played Halo. Oh,
We played lots of Halo.
We played Eco.
Oh yeah, we did. We did play Eco. Yeah, that's true. We got
definitely
halfway
could
through
talk
Eco.
Yeah,
Eco.
was, I don't know, it was a lot of, I had a lot of fun with it, even though it was we had some frustrating moments, to say the least.
We did. But I always forget how irritating the combat is, because it just takes forever for the monsters to stop coming. Like, they just keep respawning for like 10 minutes before it just suddenly stops. Like, I remember thinking back now, the first time I played it, it was one of those situations where I wasn't sure if they were just infinite respawns or not. And we even had moments, didn't we, when we were playing, where we were like, are they just going to keep coming?
Yeah.
But if you just power through, they do eventually stop. And I wouldn't mind so much if the combat was anything more than just mash and square.
Yeah,
But
they need like a block or a dodge, but they had nothing like that.
it's
Like it doesn't
literally
seem
just
like
attack.
a roll, or say roll, it suddenly turns into Dark Souls if you throw a roll in there, but you know. It is the Dark Souls of Ueda games. We can't say that.
I guess.
But no, I think a lot of that was also down to us not even knowing the right button to use stuff. Like it doesn't really make it very clear.
Yeah, you got to read the manual, and we didn't have it handy.
No, unfortunately, I'd lost the manual for that game, and you know my video card that we were capture card that we were running the game on didn't have any of the instructions available. So you know that's the way it goes. I had a lot of fun with it though. It was like, I mean, you can tell it was really good for its time, but now definitely it's definitely a bit dated.
Yeah, but like artistic games just didn't really exist very much back then. So the fact that it exists in and of itself is cool.
Yeah, though it was Shadow of the Colossus is still probably my favorite one. I do want to play Last Guardian at some point. I need to get on that as well.
I mean, yeah,
that's what Eco is clearly like. They clearly take stuff from Eco for that game because you got like the dog that follows you around, and this one you've got like the girl that you whistle. You know, Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Yeah. But yeah,
I think I'll have more to say about it when we finished it. I think because we don't know where the story's going yet, do we? I mean, and it's one of those experiences that's kind of hard to talk about when you've not had the whole experience. So
we just got the sword.
We did. We got the sword. That's like the halfway point according to the walkthrough. So
we're like
we can
halfway
finish
there.
it.
Even though you were like dying at that point.
Oh god, I just wanted to sleep so badly. I was so tired.
But I wanted that sword. I saw the sword.
It was as bad as it was with the parkour. The parkour was worse for me, just wanting to die.
I mean, we got through the parkour as well, even though you were trapped in that maze for a long, long time.
Oh, I just gave up. I was on autopilot, just like. So yeah, well that moves on nicely onto what I've been playing because I've not played anything except what we've been streaming really for the most part. Like I've just been playing loads of Halo, like the parkour. By the way, Zif, we finished Buddy's Challenge levels 2, 3, and 4 during that parkour, which is why I was so tired by the end of 4 because like it was just like we'd worked hard and I was drained and somehow Zam was just ready to keep going. And I was like,
that's me.
Make it in. But then I was the one who finished Challenge 4 in the end. I redeemed myself right at the end. I just like, I got the second wind when I knew that we were nearly finished, then I could go to bed, and I was like,
you saw the goal, and you just went silent, and you were like, oh, "This is it. This is my moment."
I've never been so focused in my life. It's great.
That was a lot of fun, though.
Yeah. And besides that, I've been playing Halo 2's campaign. Actually, after the last podcast, as soon as it finished, me and Ziff went and played the Halo 2 campaign. We started that.
Yeah, I can't talk about the Halo 2 campaign, unfortunately. Fortunately, I can't chime in there.
Don't be jealous. You were streaming. You had your fun.
I could talk from memory, you know. There's a bit where he's like, I'm on the bomb. Ooh, let's take the bomb. Yeah.
That's exactly how it goes. That's it, yeah.
You've
managed to make Master Chief. You managed to make him sound like an absolute pussy. Yes, let's ride the bomb. It's way more badass than that.
That's a cool moment that everyone remembers.
I mean, we need to play more of that. Ziff.
Yeah.
We're only like 4 levels in or so, aren't we? And it's quite long for a Halo game as well, so we've got a fair bit more to go, I think. But yeah, that's fun. It's just Halo. Like, the remakes made it so much better as well, though. Because I 2 was like my least favorite campaign, which I know Ziff thinks is like blasphemy, but there you go. So one I liked the least. Weirdly, just having better graphics.
I mean, I think 1 and 3 campaign is better. So I'm gonna put it out there. 1 and 3 are definitely above 2 on the campaign.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, Halo 2 was unfinished, so.
But 2 does have the Scarab, and it does have the the Arbiter and stuff and all.
It's a big game considering it's not finished, to be fair.
Yeah, it is. And it keeps enough of the original ambition in it to make it good. I just don't think it's quite as good as 1 and 3. I'm not saying it's a bad game. Even the original, it's just not as good as 1 and 3 in my mind, or any of the Halos actually. And alright, it's got the Scarab, but Halo 3's got like 2 or 3 Scarabs. So
it's true, it does, but it's in the city.
And they're not as cool as the Halo 2 Scarab.
Yeah, Halo 2 Scarab's well cooler for some reason.
It's just like the moment you're there, we're in like, here we go.
And you have to like dive off the bridge onto the top of it, which I missed. That I missed. Ziff was on the Scarab, but I was just running along with the street at the side, like wait for me.
I was just on it, shocking everyone in the face. It was great.
Yeah. I mean, anything else you've been playing this week?
I was playing GTA 5 because it was free on the Epic Store, and I finally got to mod it today. So I was basically just breaking it. I was running around earlier today playing as a cat with a rocket launcher, except every time I tried to aim at the rocket launcher, it crashed the game.
Very cool.
But like, I could get in a car as an animal, and it just mangled the body trying to change the model, like the animation for it. So they just go like, wow.
I think people you do that in RP. They're doing that in GTRP, where they could actually change their play model to like a dog, and they do like RP as a dog or something. Just dumb stuff like that.
My God.
Is it Pablo the dog from the drug? The Frank.
Oh yeah, Pablo. It's like he's voiced by like David Mitchell.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like, have you got a spliff, mate? No, I haven't. I'm a dog.
Yeah.
If I'm playing GTRP, that's what I'm RPing.
Oh man,
just want to be Pablo the dog.
You've just cast my mind back to something I've not thought about in like 10 years. But people used to role play as dogs in Habbo Hotel, and they'd literally just wear like brown clothes and have brown skin and look like dog ears, and they'd like pretend to be dogs.
It sounds like we're going down a weird rabbit hole. I feel like I don't.
I mean, I don't think it was like that.
Are, right? But I feel like that's what.
I don't think it was like that in Habbo, but I think that's where it started for a lot of people. I think that was the top of the slope. And
it was all downhill from there.
Oh man,
I was too busy hustling back in the day.
Hustling that Habbo club for any.
Listen, gotta make that fanny.
Is Habbo Hotel still going? It is, isn't it?
It must be, yeah.
I'm gonna make an account.
No, actually, I'm not. Right now.
Put on a list, aren't I? We can put on a list. It's probably just a honeypot these days. It was so full of pedos back in the day.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Habbo Hotel nowadays, but it's still going at least.
I've just went on the website, and the top news blog post is about looking out for scams and phishing on Habbo. Even the staff are warning you about it on the front page. I
mean, hey, it's something they've got to be aware of.
I mean, how bad is it?
Club Penguin thing that happened recently on one of the. It was a private Club Penguin server that was run by a paedophile, so they got that closed down.
It's actually closed. Club Penguin. I think that was Club Penguin Online, wasn't it?
I think it was online. Yeah, I think they actually closed it down.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was 10 days ago.
Yeah, it was very recent. But yeah,
it got a DMCA from Disney.
Oh yeah, because Disney they own it now, and they have a mobile game. I think we spoke about this at one point. It wasn't on stream.
Yeah, we did. But Rewritten's still going, isn't it?
Yeah, Rewritten's still going.
Maybe it just got taken down because maybe they're okay with it until they got that bad rep.
Yeah.
And they didn't want that reflecting on them, which I think is fair enough.
Yeah, because I think if it's not affecting them in any way, they don't really care.
Yeah, because Rewritten's been going forever, and they're really wholesome, and Rewritten's designed so that kids can use it too. Online was never like that. Online was kind of different. I think Rewritten's a kind of, it's more than just Club Penguin, because there's a Toontown Rewritten as well. If you remember Toontown.
Oh, I remember Toontown. I remember playing Toontown for quite a bit. I played a couple of weeks of Toontown. I was like, yeah, this is fun. You can throw pies at people in combat.
That's literally all the game was.
Yeah. And I think they had dungeons that were buildings you'd go in. It was corporations that you'd fight us. I don't remember. It was people in suits you'd fight. It was weird.
Brilliant.
It was proper anti-corporate, which is ironic considering it was from Disney.
Yeah, they
It was
also
all
had
like
they had like a Mario Kart kind of mini game in there as well, or a kart racing mini game. I remember.
probably. I don't
Yeah,
really
it wouldn't
remember.
surprise me. No one knows
Okay.
what Toontown is. We're all we're going down a deep rabbit hole at this point.
And none of the Zoomers are going to have a clue what we're talking about.
Yeah. Ziff, what about you? What have you been playing this week? I thought you'd been playing Tef.
Well, speaking on Halo 2, I can't. I mean, I was just thinking about when you're saying it was obviously it had this really messed up development cycle. I just think as much as I love Halo 2, like the only real problem I have with it, which we've been talking about, is some of the environments like so bland or like all the same color.
Yeah.
Like all that beigey color. Like there's all the Delta Halos like that nearly, and all of Mombasa looks terrible.
Yeah.
And then you go on the new graphics, and it just looks a million times better.
Yeah.
But yeah, been playing a bit of that with UTEF, and then yesterday, me and Zan played some CTF. That was a good time. Some SWAT as well.
We did. We played at like 2 a.m.
We did.
You played Halo online without me, you bastards.
You were asleep.
I was asleep.
Listen, at like 4 a.m., we captured the flag in a great victory.
We did.
How long was that game?
Oh, no. That was
It was a 2-hour game.
Our team was awful. Everyone except me and Zan, it was an 8v8 thing. Everyone except me and Zan were at the base, and somehow the enemy got our flag. Don't ask how. But in the end, right at the end, sudden death, Zan brought the flag home. Easy peasy. We got it, just like that. What else have we been playing? I've been playing a lot of ranked from stuff. I've been starting to get into Valorant ranked, because why not? Even though that rank's going to reset in 3 days, whatever.
Oh yeah, I've played a little. I barely know much about Valorant, but I've played a tiny bit. We could actually.
You've got a week. You've got a week and a day. It's the 2nd, I think, isn't it?
Isn't it the
No,
28th?
I found out today the release is the 2nd, but the closed beta ends on Thursday.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a lot more to say about Valorant, but I might leave that for the more topic-y stuff.
Yeah, we do have a news section where we could. I mean, we were going to talk about the release on the news, but we could just talk about it here if we want. If you want to go into it now.
Yeah, we can do.
Because I mean, it's what you've been playing, so.
I guess so. I guess we'll talk about it. Yeah, then it comes out on the 2nd, doesn't it? 2nd of June.
2nd
of June, yeah. And they're going to be bringing out one new hero, and then they're also bringing out one new map shortly after release, or maybe on release. We don't know. They've not really said. I think it said shortly on one of the articles.
No, it is. It does say it shortly after, according to Polygon.
But that's Polygon as well. So
yeah, but they've quoted it from someone, so it's not like just them.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of that, quite a lot of it anyway. It's a good time. I enjoy it a lot. As much, I mean, CS is still its own thing. I like CS, but I really like Valorant, and I'm doing quite well in it as well. I'm sharpening my skills. It's a good time, and yeah, I mean, me and you, Zan, we're talking about map design yesterday.
Yeah, we were. The map design is like, it's a lot of corridors, and like all the peaks in the game are very similar, unlike CS, which I think they need to do something with the next map, honestly, to make that to just differentiate it and make it, because it's very accessible. I think with the having the same peaks, it makes it a little easier to play than something like CS, because CS you go and you gotta be like, okay, I gotta peek here, I gotta enter this certain way. There's a lot to know in CS, but in this it's like, okay, so every peak is kind of similar, and you kind of get used to it, and you get better, and you know, it lets players get into that kind of style of game a lot easier.
Yeah, there's a few places where there's a multi-angles, but for the most part, yeah, it is. I can think so many places in CS maps where there's so many angles to peek when you go around one corner.
Yeah, so like Mirage on Mirage A ramp or Mirage when you're a T, when you're coming in. This is, I don't know if you know what map this is, but pretty much.
I'm pretty sure I remember a Mirage vaguely. So
on this A site, and if you come up the ramp to go on in, you have to. There's so many peaks. So there's like triple stack, which is this stack of 3 boxes. There's people on stairs that can peek you when you're coming in. There's also there's the CT spawn, and they can be on like a ticket booth back there. They can be all over the place, and then when you come in, there's also under the wood, which you have to like Molotov to get people out. There's a lot going on in CS, And I think Valorant doesn't have that going for it, in my opinion, which I think does make it easier to play, but it also takes away from the game in a way. But I'm hoping maybe they'll add more in the future. I just think it's weird that they'd only launch with 4 maps. I thought they would have launched with a lot more than that. Like 8, like 6.
Yeah.
6 would seem like a good number. I know it's a bit arbitrary, but like 6 or 8 would be a good one to go for.
I mean, it's obviously planning to be. Sorry, Yusuf. It's obviously going to be one of those typical Riot style games where it's going to develop constantly as time goes on. Anyway, as like a games as a service sort of deal. So, I imagine if those maps are as bad as everyone seems to be saying, because I've heard that from other people too, they'll probably just bring in new, better maps as they get better at developing maps, and then bin off the original ones. So
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if.
It'd be a bit weird for them to just get rid of maps though as well, because if you don't really see that very often. You do see them get taken out of like a competitive pool. That's what they might do. They might have a competitive pool.
That's kind of what more I meant, like
yeah. But that I think that would be a good way of doing it. But right now, I think some people are gonna get bored of it, but I feel like a lot of people are gonna enjoy it and get into it a lot easier because it does cater more to people that come from other shooters. Like if you came from, because obviously it's gonna appeal to a lot of people from like Fortnite. A lot of the kids from Fortnite, they'll be able to get into it a lot easier than if it was like CS, because trying to get into CS now, I don't know if any of you have tried, but it is hard because people are good at the game. There's so many maps, there's so many things to know, and CS is at a point where if you're playing the game, people expect you to know, but I think in Valorant, people aren't going to expect you to know as much, so everyone's kind of running around in circles, not really knowing what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say about Valorant because I've been intentionally ignoring everything about it until it comes out and I can get my hands on it myself, really. But the only experience I really have with it is when I was watching you and Volt play it on your stream a few days ago.
Which
Volt,
wasn't
did I
very
just
good.
say Volt?
Wasn't very good stream.
I mean, that's the first time I'd even really seen any gameplay because I have been trying to avoid it as much as possible. And even just watching you guys, usually you can't get a feel for map design just from watching someone, and I wouldn't expect to. But even just visually, just looking at those maps, it seemed like every part of every map was just a grey corridor with a few crates smacked down in it to sort of break the sight lines, and that was it.
Except like the
even
sites.
Visually, it looked a bit dull.
But the sites are also similar in that they have I feel like a lot of the sites they'll have like a window that people can peek in, like all the sites on all the maps. I've noticed. It's pretty typical that they have something like that, and they'll have then one entrance that people come in, unless they jump through the window or whatever. It's very linear in design, I think.
I think map design with like more competitive FPSs like that, it's a tricky tightrope to walk, really, isn't it? Because you want to make it balanced, but if you make it too balanced, it's too by the books. And there's a certain skill, I think, to making it creative while keeping it balanced. It sounds like they've gone too all in on the textbook theory of making a map.
Yeah, I think it is Riot though, and I honestly think Valorant's going to do really well regardless.
Oh yeah,
Valorant is going to. In my opinion, I've said this for a while. I said this before Valorant even came out in closed beta. This is going to be. It's going to be Valve versus Riot again, like Dota. It's going to be Dota and League with CS and Valorant. It's going to be the same deal, I think. And I think Valorant's going to pull in a lot of people. It already has. I mean, there was the whole drops fiasco that was going on Twitch, and literally everyone was jumping in on that. But yeah, anything else you want to talk about, Ziff?
Yeah, I'm just going to keep talking about Valorant a bit. I think the map design, it's probably, as Riot gets more experience and the players get more experience, they'll probably start upping the game a little bit. Because it's like Tef said, if they make it too complicated, it's going to be more difficult for people to get into, especially players who don't play stuff like CS normally.
Yeah, because I feel like
I don't mind the maps.
You wouldn't have got into it originally if it was like CS, would you? You would have been like. Because like CS, you probably couldn't get into CS now, could you? If you tried,
it'd be difficult. Yeah. Valorant was definitely more accessible, and like there are some more difficult peaks, but for the most part, yeah, it's definitely more accessible to get into. And I do enjoy it a lot. My map preference has changed. There's like some I didn't like. I mean, there's only 3, but some I didn't like that much. The one I thought was my favourite is probably now my least favourite, and the one that was my least favourite is now my favourite. Don't know how that happened, but it did. That split is the one with the ropes and stuff, but I think that might be the one that's on your stream actually. But
Yeah, that was the one that was on my stream, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, I do like that one quite a lot. I know it's Zolt's favourite map, but the other two are, they're okay. They've got some good angles, but for the most part, they're quite simple.
It's not good when you can say the other two maps are meh. There's the one map, and then the other two are like...
I guess so. I mean, they're okay. I'd say it's mainly just one of them that's meh. I think two of them are pretty decent in my opinion, but they are fairly basic. Some of the bomb sites are a bit more difficult. The middle one, in the one that has 3 bomb sites, can be a bit of a pain sometimes if you're on your own because there's a lot of doors and stuff. But yeah, it's still, it could still come quite a long way. So I'm looking forward to see what else they do with the maps.
It's weird to see them pushing Valorant out so quickly. I thought they would have kept it in closed beta for a while, but again, it feels like it's a done game at this point, so they could just throw it out if they wanted to.
That's where I thought, to be honest, because it wasn't that long ago, only a few weeks ago. They was saying, someone was asking how long is it going to last, and they were saying, oh, it's probably going to be. It sounded like it's going to be probably another month or 2 at least. It sounded like a good while. I was like, oh, easy, I can get those beta awards in no time. And then it's just, no, you got a week to get them. So I'm not going to lie, the next 2 days I'm probably going to grind the hell out of it to get that last beta award. Hopefully I can get it, but I probably won't.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I feel like... oh, go on, Tef. I'll let you take over.
Sorry. I was just going to say, I feel like, why not just get it out there? Because it is going to be an ongoing service type of game anyway. They might as well get it out there to everyone so they can get all that feedback back quicker and work on making the game better. It doesn't seem to make any sense to me to keep it behind closed doors with it being that type of game.
I think they were building the pipe with it, with all the beta and like especially the Twitch thing going on. And I think they've realized at this point it's kind of hit like the peak of the hype, and at this point it's going to start to decline if they don't just get it out there.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're going with. And then, you know, they drop a new map. They might even have more maps pretty much close to being done, but they're like working on them still, and they might drip feed them out. That would make sense, because then they could like be like, hey, here's the release, here's a new map, here's a new hero. 1 month down the line, oh, here's another map, and everyone's like, oh, they just keep jumping on, you know. I think that's what they might do. I'd hope they do, because it would make a lot more sense than just dropping with 4 maps.
Yeah, I definitely think it is at the peak of its thing now. They do kind of need to get out. I forgot to mention with the map design, actually. I was thinking, I think with CS, a lot of its maps are like really, really set in stone. Like the fan base and stuff, they wouldn't really ever want them changed in any way, because like they're flipping their cult maps. You can't touch them. I feel like with Riot, they could actually, as the game gets older and maybe maps get more advanced, they could actually pull maps out and maybe change them a bit.
So it's funny that you say that, because they actually do change. They've actually changed maps in CS:GO before. They actually did it recently with one of them, where they've changed the random little parts of the map. Yeah.
The community often don't like it though, do they? That's the thing. Like, maps have been revised plenty of times in Counter-Strike's long career, but it does tend to anger people.
Yeah, I mean, I think the latest one actually went pretty well. I forgot what the name of the map is. I mean, if Zolt was here, he could probably tell us. It was Cash. Cash was the map. And that was the one they changed recently. They added like a different peak to a certain place, and they changed like how the map looked as well in certain ways. And I think it was a good redesign. But I think what they do is they put that into like a beta test and sort of thing, and they let people go, and then they'll be like, okay, tell us if you like this or not. I think they wouldn't push it out without that. I think that's a good way to approach it.
Yeah, I remember playing it CS not long ago. It's also actually, and there was one of the main maps had been revamped completely since I played it. And I was quite surprised by that.
Which one was that?
Just thinking now that I can never remember the name of it. I don't know. It looks like Italy or something. It's hard to say. It's got that bomb site that's like cut into a building, and then it's got that balcony that's just next to it. It's really, I can't think of what it's. I don't think it's Inferno. I want to say Inferno, but I don't think it's Inferno.
Inferno's. I think Inferno's the one. That's the one that's kind of like Italy.
What's it called? Is it called the Banana or something?
Oh yeah, that's Inferno.
Yeah, Inferno. Because when I played that, it'd been completely revamped visually, and there was quite a few mechanical differences in the map. That was cool to see.
I think you'll see revamps with that as well when Valorant launches. I feel like they're going to push out Source Engine 2 on CS:GO. I think that's going to come out really soon. We can expect that and maybe some more changes. It's just to keep competition.
Yeah. I know Valorant, they'll probably do, I don't know if there'll probably be a patch on launch, but they did a patch recently which actually, I think Split is mainly the one it affected. They actually changed a lot of the spawn locations. Well, they changed, where the shielding is.
I noticed
so you can't move.
Zol actually said they pulled it back or something, because apparently you could get on a barrel or something. I remember mentioning something like that, and I was like, oh, okay. Because I'd never played the map before.
Yeah, there's one on attackers, they've moved forward, but there's one on defenders that they've pulled way back. It was on the center steps. You could get a wall instantly there in the mid, but now it's way back up in the building, so you can't immediately get an ability down. So they're still doing. It's nice that they're already doing some little changes like that, because it was a bit silly. They've also done some pricing adjustments and weaponry balance. Some of the LMGs are a bit busted now, to be honest. They're a lot stronger than they were before. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Other than that, I did on Valorant. I don't know how long I want to go on about Valorant for. But
we've been talking about it for a while, haven't we?
That's why I was like, are you sure you want me to talk about it?
I mean, listen, you tell me about Valorant. It's a slow news week, okay?
True. I was also going to talk about the just its business model, really. Just speaking to
we can save that for topic if you want. If you want to actually go into detail on the topic.
Yeah,
I don't, because you said that was your topic, didn't you? Or was you talking something else?
That is kind of most of the topic. I had a few other things to bring up, but that's probably the main thing I was thinking of talking about. Yeah,
Valorant's going to be in all 3 segments of the podcast today, lads.
But yeah, I mean, we can move on to the news if that's everything that everyone's been playing this week. Then.
Whoa!
You got more? Okay, I'm just saying it sounds like what you've been playing is Valorant.
No, actually,
don't forget Halo.
Not a crazy amount, yeah. Halo, but only briefly talk about everything else we've been playing. So it's mainly just Ranked League. We've been playing a lot of Ranked League, actually getting back into it again. I've played 40 games, which is the most I've played in about 4 years.
40 games? In how many days?
I don't know, a week? I don't even know. I don't know.
It's quite a lot.
It's quite a lot of league games.
Yeah.
But I've been back in Metro Exodus finally, because that's a good game. Because a month ago, I finally went back and replayed all of Last Light and finished it, because I never finished it after my PS4 corrupted 4 years ago. Right near the end of the game, I went back and played it. Oh boy, that game really annoyed me near the end. It's got a karma system, and it's the worst thing I've ever known. I basically did absolutely everything, spared all the main characters who were evil, spared this giant bear, spared everyone, did all the good stuff, donated to people. It was great. Got the bad ending. I was like, okay.
That's what you should learn. Listen, don't do the right thing. Don't donate to charity. Yeah. Think about yourself, okay?
There's an important life lesson there. It's trying to teach you something.
Yeah.
Apparently. I mean, don't get me started. That game's annoying. But yeah, Exodus is very good, and I've just gotten to a new, entire new biome and stuff. So I'm in a desert now, which is very different from Metro. Driving around in a van. That's a good time. I've also been playing FF14 again, continuously.
We can talk MMOs, so I can get into MMOs.
Oh, no. I'll just move on very quickly then to...
Tell me about Final Fantasy 14. Go on, let's go in depth.
What?
Oh, God.
I mean, I haven't done much. I'm just trying to get through the vanilla game, to be honest, and get into the first expansion. I'm level 40 now, especially since I think the next expansion might be later this year or early next year. So
might be early next year.
Level capped 90, so I need to get moving. But once again, to the first expansion, I think it's going to get way more interesting, because that's when everyone got obsessed with the story. The vanilla story is no.
Yeah, I'm I said this the other day on screen, but I'm pretty sure the original launch for Final Fantasy 14 got panned by a lot of people, and then when the expansion launched, it was a big rebrand for it, and a lot of people.
The game got remade entirely, son.
It got remade entirely, but that was with the expansion, wasn't it? That's when the expansion came out.
No, it was they actually scrapped the entire vanilla game and rebuilt it from the ground up, completely new.
Okay.
And that was when it started getting traction.
Yeah, that's what I was asking the other day when I was talking to Ziff, because I was like, I'm sure they changed it completely.
I did play it before the expansion ever released, and it's still mostly the same as it was mechanically and UI and everything. So not entirely sure. I know Heavensward was a massive change for it when the expansion came out. It added so much and put in a lot of quality of life features, and they did kind of like really push it again. But yeah, it's come a long way since then. It's a good time. I'm enjoying it. I think I'm on a lower pop server, but it's quite a chill server. It's nice. It's a good time. I haven't really got any complaints. I'm just enjoying it a lot. There's also lots of crafting classes to get through. And then I've got all the other classes to grind when I finally hit 80, because you do all the same classes on one character, which is, it's kind of nice not having 50 alts for once. You just switch whenever you want, and it means if you're like, oh, I want to do this, but I feel like being the tank, you can do that. Or if you want to go another interesting class, you can do that. Like Bard, that's a class.
Oh.
It looks interesting to play. It's got like a musical note thing that they have to play on. I kind of want to go a Bard, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, sorry, Ziff, the game you're playing is technically actually called A Realm Reborn.
Yeah, that was it.
Because they made a Final Fantasy. Yeah, because that's not the original game. No, they made a Final Fantasy 14, and it was so bad they deleted it and they started again. There's actually two separate. Okay. I'll send this in our little Discord for you guys to peruse at your own will later. But there's actually two separate Wikipedia articles for it, because they're two separate games entirely. So that's probably what you're thinking of, Sam, when you think of it having a bad.
2010 originally.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I knew it was before. I was saying to you the other day, I was like, I think it was before 2014. Because I remember saying 2014, but also being like, I think it was before then. Because I remember...
Yeah, okay.
This was like a long time ago when I was actually watched YouTube. A long time ago. But yeah, I remember getting panned completely and people just hated the thing.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, because I got really confused when you were like, oh no, it's all the same. And I was like... Well, there we go. You learn something new every day, Ziff.
You do, and now it's a great game. It's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, that's a redemption story, if anything. They managed to bring it all the way back. Like, most devs would give up on it after that.
Well, it's like it's more that they literally just canned it and made a new game. They could have called it Final Fantasy 16, really, if they really wanted to, because it was a completely different game entirely. But props to them for recognizing that it was a bad game and just starting again.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's good to see it doing so well now, because it's like the story. Loads of people are actually really interested in its story and stuff, and the end game. They're always grinding on it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that is. I'll just check. Pretty sure that's everything I've been playing. Yeah, that is everything I've played this week. So that is finally me done on games that I've been playing.
Thank God.
I mean, that segment only took like 40 minutes. So we got a good chunk in, and there's not a lot going on with news this week, so we can go over that though. We've already covered Valorant, because that's launching June 2nd.
There's one thing we didn't discuss about Valorant, actually, which I think is worth bringing up in this section. They've said that they're planning to bring a new game mode, didn't they? But they didn't say what it was.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be either a deathmatch or a gun game mode. They'll do something very similar to CS, I think. I don't see them doing a BR.
No, I don't. I was joking about that when I said that.
But CS did do it.
So the agents, like the heroes in Valorant, what are they about? Is that like an Overwatch sort of deal?
Yeah, they've all got different abilities.
Yeah, I'd say like they're a lot less not complicated, but a lot less sort of weird like Overwatch champs. They have all crazy abilities. It's more just half of them, to be honest, are just the abilities are just like grenades from CS. Because there's quite a few people who their abilities are there's Molotovs, there's characters who put like big smoke rings down. There's a lot of sort of area denial things that grenades would have been in CS.
Yeah.
But then there's one who can actually heal, who's really strong. She actually got heavily nerfed recently.
Yeah, she's got res as well, which is insane for a game like that.
Yeah, because her slow field is ridiculous. I think it was 85%. It's down to like 60% slow now, and its radius it lasts 2 seconds less because it was broken, to be honest.
Yeah.
She's still really strong, but yeah, they nerfed a bit. Other people, like, their abilities are flashbangs, but there are some crazy ones. It's kind of it's basically Reaper's ult from Overwatch. One of them can just go anywhere he wants on the map. He can ult into their spawn and just follow them all and kill them, which is what Salt did one game. That was great.
That's the character that I probably want to play if I'm actually going to get into Valorant when my internet is good one of these days.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, teleports anywhere on the map, but it takes a few seconds to complete. Enemies can see a shade at your destination and cancel your teleport by killing it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Anywhere on the map? That's insane.
It is actually insane.
You kind of know, but when it happens, you'll know when it happens. There's it warns you, and then immediately you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna turn around and look the other way.
Yeah.
In case he sneaks up on you. But some people don't do that, from what I've heard.
Does seem like it's signposted pretty heavily, but still, the fact that you can teleport anywhere.
Yeah, you can get into a little nook and cranny and just warp in there.
Yeah, especially sometimes if you're defending a bomb you've planted and there's multiple exit entrances and you hear that, it's like, oh god, it could literally be anywhere. But most people use it terribly and like TP in front of an enemy they're going to kill. It's like, what are you doing? There's a message like, you're going to die, and they die every time. It's great.
All right, do we have any predictions? Do we want to predict what game mode it'll be? I'm gonna go with a deathmatch. I'm just gonna say deathmatch.
I think it's probably just going to be a casual play mode. To, something that offsets the more CS focused style of the current game. Maybe something that's a bit more class based shooter, deathmatchy, or leaning more into those class differences.
Could be.
Yeah.
Any predictions?
I think it's probably going to be a deathmatch, like you say. I kind of don't. I much prefer the objective based, but I think that's what it's going to be. But I'm kind of hoping for a gun game or something instead, something with a bit of a twist on it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if there's a gun game, but I think it's just going to be a standard deathmatch, and they go like, there you go, enjoy. But yeah, I guess that's Valorant anyway. We won't talk about Valorant again until Ziff brings it up again with his topic. It's like, hey boys, Valorant. All right, so next we can talk about the idea that the PS5 games may be getting announced in the next week or so. There's been rumors going around that they may be coming out, which is very interesting. Obviously, with everything going on right now, people are having to do digital conferences, so they can kind of do this whenever they want. There doesn't need to be a set time. Because I think a lot of people are backed out of E3 anyway. E3 kind of it's becoming less and less of a industry show for quite a while now. So people don't really care because it's like we can just go digital and do our own thing. But
it's not required anymore, really. Not in a digital age.
Yeah, what do we think is going to be announced? What PlayStation 5 games do you think we're going to see?
Do you think there's going to be anything new, like freshly announced? Because I'm not sure there will be. It feels like ever since the lockdown, we've had game announcements drip fed to us so well. Don't need to slap me, son. I need that.
My camera's out of focus, sorry. Go on.
You're right now. No, I just, I don't think there's going to be anything really groundbreaking in terms of announcements. I feel like I'm just sinking lower and lower down.
I'm gonna announce this right here. This is a world premiere. Angel of Darkness 2 coming to PS5.
Yes, finally. Find what happened to Curtis.
But yeah, I think we'll get another Souls game. I think we'll get teased another Souls game probably.
Well, I was actually going to mention that because they've already they told us last year what it is. We know when it's coming. But I just looked that up and it says it's a PS4, which I'm kind of confused about. I thought Elden Ring would be. I would have thought it'd go on PS5. So whether they might announce that Elden Ring on PS5, I don't know.
I think it's gonna be PS5 as well. I don't know, honestly.
Yeah.
This is another thing to consider, though, isn't it? Whether it's going to be the case or not. Are we going to have PS5 exclusives to push people onto the new platform? You'd think that it would seem obvious, but consoles are so much about backwards compatibility now, and all the games we've heard of so far are going to be on PS4 and PS5. So I wonder whether there's going to be anything exclusive to it. Surely there must be, because they can't show off the tech properly otherwise. But it seems so. Sorry.
I was going to say, I feel like if Elden Ring wasn't coming, it'd be perfect. Like Bloodborne 2, everyone. That's what sold our console last time. Get it again.
This'll do it this time. It's the reason I've got a PS4.
Yeah, I do know I know they're working on Spider-Man 2, and that did very well, but I don't think that's going to be ready for launch. I wouldn't have thought so. Anyway.
They might tease it. They might tease it there. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be a launch seller by any means. I don't think it'll be that close to being done.
I'm trying to think what else we could potentially get. Like, what are PlayStation exclusives? Like, honestly, this last generation of consoles, there's nothing that's gripped me. That's been like, okay, well, I need to get a console now. Oh, like, Nintendo's been killing it. Everywhere else, I haven't really cared about.
Yeah,
like, I'm trying to think.
I can't even think of any. Honestly, the only console exclusive from either side that really grips me now that I can really think of is Forza. I guess Yakuza is a PlayStation exclusive in a way, although that is coming to PC slowly but surely now.
Yeah.
And actually, apparently it's coming to Xbox now, so it's not really anymore. But
do you know what we will get?
Yeah,
we're gonna get another Knack game, baby.
That's exactly
yes.
what I was waiting to say.
Well, it sold the PS4. You know, it can sell the PS5.
I've got Knack. I own Knack. Okay, it came with my PlayStation. Wish it didn't, but it did. I've got it.
Killzone Shadowfall came with my launch day PS4, and I sold that like immediately.
Yeah. I still held on to Knack. It's a relic.
Killzone was just like a poor man's Halo. It was awful.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Actually, I like the Killzone world, but I think the development studio shut down anyway, so I don't think we're getting another one.
I mean, will we get another Uncharted or like a spin-off to Uncharted? Do you think?
Well, we've got The Last of Us 2 first.
Yeah, we do have that. Do you think?
They've only just finished, so I don't think that it's going to be a while before another Uncharted. I think Uncharted 4 is supposed to be the end of the story anyway, though. You know,
yeah,
I've not played it myself.
It is like the end, but they also introduce a new character where it's like, oh, we could use this character and make a spin-off series.
Got to keep getting the money.
Yeah, and it's like I could see that either that or you know what, Jack and Dexter back again.
Oh,
that's what I want to see.
No, they apparently they before they made The Last of Us, they made a Jack 4 and they didn't like it and they scrapped it, and that hurt my soul. They just didn't like it. So, did you not know that?
No.
Did you really not know that?
No. Oh,
I'm sorry. But they did.
Yeah.
They started developing a Jack 4 and they didn't like it.
I might need a break, boys. I need a good break your cry. I mean, they did make Lost Frontier, which was not good.
I don't think that was Naughty Dog. That was
no, I don't think it was. It was a third party, but it was. No. That was like it was a PSP game, PS Vita. PS Vita, I think.
One of them. No, it's PSP apparently.
Oh,
just looked it up.
Yeah, because Daxter came out on PSP. Daxter was actually fun. I enjoyed Daxter.
Yeah, Daxter was good because that was made by Naughty Dog, I think.
Yeah.
That one.
But Lost Frontier, no. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think what else we could even get. I think, honestly, no idea. They're gonna have to shock us with something big. Maybe there was rumors a while back about Kojima working on another horror game, and then there was rumors about Silent Hills actually getting made again, like back in development.
That's true.
I don't think it's gonna have anything to do with Kojima, what Kojima's working on next, and I don't think we'll see what Kojima's working on next for a good while.
Yeah, because he just finished his masterpiece.
His magnum opus.
Chilling out for a bit.
Yeah, but there's been rumors about Silent Hills actually going back into development. I honestly don't know. There's been rumors about maybe Sony actually buying the IP and stuff like that. I don't know what's gonna happen. They're gonna have to pull something big for me to be like, I need a PlayStation. And I don't know what they could do.
Yeah, I can't even think about a lot of. I'm thinking of all the big series. I'm thinking, a lot of them have just recently kind of had a game, or like. So I can't really think of a lot of them.
I mean,
new Mass Effect. Hold on. Didn't they say new Dragon Age was on its way? I'm pretty sure that was like 2 years ago.
BioWare's long dead and gone, mates. Don't be holding out for the BioWare game now.
I know BioWare's destroyed, but I can hold on for Dragon Age.
You can knock on the casket all you want. They won't knock back. Yeah, I don't know then. we'll see. I think honestly, you can just expect a lot of teaser trailers because you never end up seeing gameplay for a lot of games. We'll probably get some indie games that we're like, look at these indie games that we've brought onto the console. Aren't these fun? Aren't we good for giving these indie games a chance?
I actually wonder whether they'll show any gameplay at all after the whole Watch Dogs fiasco with this generation. Maybe they'll not want to show any gameplay this early on.
I mean, that was Ubisoft, though, wasn't it? And that was a while. That was like a while back now. Wasn't that like 2013?
Well, yeah, because it was when the PS4 came out. But that's the point. They showed the game before it was finished, and it ended up having worse graphics, didn't it? And it was such a shitstorm. I think they might be scared to.
And that was more on Ubisoft, though. That was Ubisoft and their vertical slice that they threw out, I think.
Yeah, but everybody does that though, and it's. I don't think it's Ubisoft trying to trick anyone. It's just that they don't know for certain what they can pull off on that console yet until they've got at least one finished game on that console. And I think they might be too scared to do that again now because I'm
still gonna make fun of Ubisoft for it. I'm still gonna make fun of Ubisoft for it because I still make fun of them whenever they do like Assassin's Creed. And it's like I remember them tweeting out being like, we really support females and gamers and putting them in characters in our games. And then I just always think back to when they were like, yeah, we couldn't afford to animate a female protagonist, so we couldn't put it in the game. I was like, okay, Ubisoft, I see what you're doing. You can lay low for as long as you want. I know you're gonna slip up again sometime, and I'll be there. I'll be waiting.
Well, we might see Valhalla gameplay.
Oh,
we could do.
Actual gameplay, because the gameplay trailer they brought out was not gameplay at all.
Not gameplay. Not even close to gameplay.
I actually saw people being like, listen, this is how it works nowadays. The gameplay trailer is just cinematic footage. Get used to it. And I'm like, no.
Because why call it a gameplay trailer?
Yeah.
A gameplay trailer to me is like the Ghost of
Tsushima
State to Play thing. It's like 20 whole minutes of like looking around stuff. That's a gameplay trailer to me.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. Well,
but apparently they're out of touch.
Yeah, I mean, we're boomers on the internet. Once you're past 20, you become a boomer, and we're long past that. We're ancient at this point. But yeah, I guess that's all we can really say about PlayStation. I'd be interested to see what else they announce. I'm intrigued. Other than that, the other news stories are Denuvo's being removed from Doom Eternal after everyone kicked up a storm, which is good. Always nice to see stuff like that. It's a shame that didn't happen with Valorant.
I mean, people, this always happens and people always act like it's a victory, but the reality is this is probably what they planned anyway. So many companies have done this, and it's because you only lose money. That's very jaded.
It's very like...
No, it's very cynical. Like... No, let me explain. Okay. No, shut up, because the stats about this, and in fact, companies have admitted that this is the case. Companies have said that this is exactly what happens. They only really care about piracy in the first couple of weeks because that's when most of their sales happen anyway. So they put the anti-piracy in for the first few weeks, and then they just remove it later because it's essentially free good press, and they don't really need it anymore because they've gotten most of the big sales from people buying it at RRP when it's brand new. It's not a tinfoil hat thing, I promise. Companies have admitted that this is the case.
Yeah, I mean,
that makes sense.
I think a better approach to it is like what CD Projekt Red did, where they were just like, hey, if you want to pirate our game, we put it up ourselves. Go pirate it. We go put it up. We put it up for you. You can play our game, but you will be dressed as a pirate for the whole game. I think that is the funniest way to do it, but yeah, I mean... I don't know. We don't know what exactly the plan was, but might have been the case.
I mean, I don't think that's a bad way of doing things. I'm not criticizing them for it at all, and they're well within their rights to make money off their games. I just don't think we should celebrate it every single time.
You want them to make money off their games? I want to just play the video games for free. How dare you?
Just want to play video games
all the time, every day. No one knows what that
is.
You
were singing it too well then, Zan.
Was I?
Calm down.
Sorry. I'll sing it worse next time. I apologize.
Gotta get those voice cracks in there. Very important.
Yeah. You got any comments on that, Ziff?
On which?
The singing?
The singing?
No, the news story.
No, the singing.
No. No, yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense what Tef is saying, to be fair. I can see why they would do that, because that's where most of the sales come from, is near the beginning.
Someone has to play devil's advocate.
Doom did very well for its launch, because their media, their campaign, entire Twitter campaign and everything was just incredible. And they really built that game up. So it kind of makes sense to me, but I do like what you're saying about CD Projekt Red, because I also like that, because it's like, well, a lot of the time, because, especially once that stuff's taken out the game, it's going to get pirated anyway. You can't really stop piracy. It's always going to be some of it. So I kind of like when it's like, well, you know what? Fine, you can pirate it as a version that's not going to blue screen your computer. But screw you. You're going to have stupid outfit on the whole time. I like that, because you can't stop it either way.
Like all the people that you sleep with in the game are all the ugly ones as well. Like you could never like you go choose the one you want, and then it's like, no, you get this one every time. I believe that's how they set it up.
Oh, that's brilliant.
It was really funny. But yeah, I like CD Projekt Red. I could talk about CD Projekt Red. But yeah, you looked like you were going to say something tough.
I never played the CD Projekt Red game. Except for the Witcher 1, which I don't count the Witcher 1, because it's just like a weird Neverwinter Nights mod.
It's a strange game.
But
yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm not upset. But yeah,
it's not fine. Okay.
I've got no excuse as well, because The Witcher 3 is like constantly on sale for about £2.
Witcher 3 is really good as well. That's one of the best open world games.
It was even free for a while on GOG.
One of the best open world RPGs you can play. Like you gotta pick that up.
I'll get around to it eventually. I'm kind of bored of open world RPGs at the minute, because we've been a bit overexposed, haven't we? I'll wait until I'm ready for one again, and then I'll go back to that. Probably be like, whoa.
Yeah, The Witcher 3 is definitely like the best of its genre. I can say that much.
Yeah.
But like, it might even like when Cyberpunk comes out, that's probably going to be the best of its genre, because Cyberpunk's just going to be. It won't surprise me if it does really well as well, and that's going to be really good. I have high expectations. Listen,
you have very high expectations for a game that's been in development hell.
Listen, they've got Keanu Reeves in there. Okay.
That's a good point. Can't go wrong, can it? Never been in a bad film.
Okay.
Has Keanu Reeves ever been in a bad film? I'm going to look this up. He must have been in a bad film at some point.
Surely he's been in a bad film.
But they're 10 times better because they've got him in it. Without him, they'd be literally awful.
He's in a TV show called Swedish Dicks. I think it means like private detectives, I guess.
Yeah, that would probably make sense. But yeah, I was really hyped for Cyberpunk when the teaser trailer came out, and ever since then I was like, game of the year, whatever year it comes out, and I've said that ever since.
Nearly a decade later.
Yeah, finally, I've become an old man, but I'm ready to play. But yeah, I think that's all we can really say on that. Other than that, the last news story we've got here is Tencent take over development of a new System Shock game. Tencent take over once more as they slowly take over the whole of the game market.
And then world domination.
Yeah, world domination next.
I mean,
I clearly don't know much about this. I don't really know who they are.
On PC Gamer, it sounds like they were an indie studio who were struggling and they needed some help and some more money, and Tencent were happy to oblige. Yeah. Can't argue with that.
People take a lot of it. I mean, people are like worried about, Tencent taking over literally everything, and they're a Chinese company as well, so everyone's like, oh no, China. But that's like the general gist of it. Like, they have like a high share in Blizzard and Riot, don't they? They have a lot.
Definitely Riot. I don't know about Blizzard.
I think they have some involvement in Blizzard. No, they definitely do have involvement in Blizzard. They have a bigger. I think they've got 10% in Blizzard or something like that. And Riot, they have a lot more control over Riot, don't they? As if you can say you play a lot of Riot.
I actually don't know. I've never heard of them.
Oh, that's actually surprising.
I was just gonna ask you to explain them to me. I don't actually know about them.
But yeah, Go on, Tef.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. But yeah, they own like a large portion of the market, and like mobile games as well. I think they own a lot of mobile games. I could look up everything they own, but it's a long list.
They're just a conglomerate. Yeah. it's just one of those companies that buys shares in everything and
Alright.
makes its money off the shares. They do have a huge stake in Riot. I know that. Apparently, they've got about 5% of Activision Blizzard. It used to be a lot more.
Oh yeah, it used to be 10. I thought it was 10.
Mm,
But yeah, there was a
yeah,
lot
it's
of
dropped
drama
a lot.
around
It
that.
was 10.
Okay, yeah, there was a lot of drama around that with the Blitzchung stuff that happened a while back.
Oh yeah.
The Free Hong Kong, which no one really says anymore. Everyone's forgot about that. That was news of the week. Everyone's done.
Not really, actually. There was a massive riot yesterday. Like hundreds of thousands of people in the streets of Hong Kong yesterday. Despite
No one
the
talks
Rona.
about that though on Twitter.
Well,
It's-
no, because
yeah.
it's Twitter.
I
Outrage
know.
culture, you can only be angry about it for 20 minutes, then you got to find something else.
Maybe you cool down. What are you gonna do when you cool down? Go find something else to get angry about.
I'm sure Boris Johnson's done something bad today. Let's find out, lads. Let's go.
Let's get my pitchfork. Hold on, boys. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. They've become a bigger name as of recent. A lot of people have started noticing them lurking in the shadows as they take more and more shares of companies. But yeah, I mean, are any of you guys really interested in a new System Shock? I don't know if you guys played the original System Shocks. I imagine you did.
yeah.
Tef.
Me and Ziff actually played System Shock 2 together at some point.
Oh,
And I only a little bit of it though, and I remember kind of enjoying what it was, but it was very outdated. I think a
yeah.
more modern take on it I would kind of like, but at the same time, I don't know. It's kind of already been perfected by Bioshock since System Shock 2 came out. I'm not sure what a new System Shock can bring now, but well, I guess
Yeah,
kinda-
I mean, we'll see.
give it a go. It could be good.
Could be good, could be bad. I don't know.
Hey, that's a good point actually. What are the Bioshock developers? What are they up to these days? That could be a reveal.
Hmm. I don't
Bioshock.
know.
What's the Zero? Bioshock Zero, the opposite of Infinite.
Brilliant. I was just thinking, like, maybe they'll announce something. Infinite was a while ago.
Yeah.
Who even makes it? Just says 2K. Oh, they're too busy making bad WWE games.
Brilliant.
Hey, you get some really good memes out of the glitches in the bad WWE games. Okay.
Didn't they cancel the next one? They just gave up. Like, yeah, sorry, it's going to be crap. We know you're not going to buy it, so we're just not releasing it.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what happened with it, but
Oh, Irrational Games.
There we go. Yeah, they've been shut down.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
hmm That's actually one of my topic. Well, that is my topic. We'll come to that when we come to
yeah.
that. But,
I think we're coming up to the break anyway now because we have been going for an hour. If we're all done with the topic, if the news topics, we all good. Good stay
yeah, I
here.
think that's all the
10
news.
minutes. Okay. Well, I think we'll go ahead and take a good 10-minute break or so, and we'll be back with our topics for the day. So don't go anywhere, and we will be right back.
Right back.
My button isn't working.
Because there are specific dev teams that worked on Mario and Zelda and Metroid and things like that, but they never really
But
had
you do have
names.
like
It was
you do have like
Nintendo.
the big people are like, hey, this is the guy that made Mario, and you have who people are in Nintendo, and like
Yeah, that's true.
Ubisoft. It's like when you think Ubisoft, who do you think of?
Mm. Well, Ubisoft doesn't even have any personality in its the development teams anymore because Ubisoft is one of those companies, like a lot of the big publishers now, where they take these old developers with well-known names and they just rename them to like Ubisoft Montreal or something really boring like that. Like, there's the company, like they've been they're gone now. Like I think about a year ago or so, like they were shut down. But in our own city, there was the guys who made Wipeout, and I think they're called Psygnosis or something like that, and they were just renamed to Sony Liverpool, and it was really dull and drab and boring. And like, why do that? Why take away the creativity and just make it sound so boring? They're games; it should be fun, for God's sake. Sony Liverpool.
I don't know. They just base it on wherever they are. It's like, hey, our company name, wherever you are. And it's and then you got places like Insomniac and
Yeah.
dev studios like that, and Rare, who are poor Rare. Viva Pinata,
really?
and then that was it. They were gone. Oh, I want to see another Viva Pinata game. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know, have you played a Viva Pinata game recently? I tried to go back to Viva Pinata like a year ago.
I played it when it came out, and I was like, "This is great."
That's what I really enjoyed it, but when I went back to it like a year ago, I was playing it, and I was like, I don't get it anymore. I think it feels surprisingly outdated now, more than you'd think. I was just kind of like, what do I do? I make these worms have sex, and then what? Then you sell them off and just buy like a rabbit instead.
They
and
dance.
They can have sex. And
No,
okay, sorry, love dance.
Yeah, let's get it right.
But,
okay.
I don't know. The loop is like really dull to me because there's no like progression really, except just getting.
But then you get the lions,
animals.
and the lions have a castle as a house.
Oh, the lion is a ball ache though to get. He's not worth the effort.
I named myself after the lion. Well, I named the lion after myself. That was the wrong way around.
For a second there, I was like, oh God, was the lion called Zanrise? I don't remember that.
No. Yeah. I realised I said that the wrong way around. I was like, oh no.
No, he was called Rorio, because of course he was.
The lions were great. I was trying to remember there was like a unicorn or something you could get as well. That was very rare.
Was that like the main face of the game?
No, he was a horse.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That was Horstachio.
Horstachio. But yeah, there was definitely a unicorn or something you could get. And that was like the end tier 1. Oh, there was like a dragon. There was a dragon, I think. That was like the big one. Could be. Listen, I was deep in Viva Pinata back in the day.
When are Microsoft gonna bring Rare Replay to PC? That's what I really need in my life.
I know.
I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I mean, there's been a lot of as you said, there's just a lot of devs that get shut down like all the time. You don't even hear about like some of them. I didn't even realize had been shut down. Like,
just I wonder why they do it. It's so strange. Like like half the time they're good studios like Maxis were like bringing in so much money. It's
that
bizarre.
one's a weird one. But I mean, maybe it's probably just cheaper to dish it out to other companies that are like, yeah, we'll do it, I guess.
I mean, it works. It worked for like 6 years while they were just making Sims 4 expansions. Fair enough, but it raises the question of what's going to happen with Sims 5 now, because there's been a lot of rumors that Sims 5 is on the horizon, and I wonder who's going to take the reins, because when you're working on a brand new project, you need to have one studio who's actually like leading it. Yeah, because even with like Ubisoft games, which are made by damn near the entire world now, there's still at least one Ubisoft studio that takes the reins. So I wonder who's going to do that now with Sims 5. But I mean, to be fair, Will Wright has not been in Maxis since like 2009. So again, he was the face, he was the personality in Maxis, and he's been gone. He was gone like 5 years before Sims 4 anyway. So I guess they probably weren't the same company regardless, even before all this.
Yeah, Sims 4 didn't really appeal to me as much as 3 either. But even 3 didn't, like at the time when 3 came out, I preferred 2 at the time. I was like, but I think it's just because the problem I have with Sims is every time they bring out a new game, they reset, and it's like, let's drip feed you all the expansions again and extort you from all you own. It's like, I can't do it.
Yeah, it's like barefaced greed, and it always has been. To be fair, going back to 2000, when The Sims 1 came out, it's kind of, well, I guess since The Sims 2 came out 2004, so it's been doing that, and that's way before EA became the greedy bastards they are now. So it's just always been the way with The Sims, hasn't it?
I feel like companies progressively have just gotten, they get to the point where like, we're making this much money and we need this much to sustain ourselves, and then we want even more on top of that, and then they get to that point, it's like, we need this to sustain, and it keeps going. It's an endless greed that keeps on building. They'll never be fed. They'll never be sated till they own the world. Bobby Kotick sitting at the top on his throne, starting us and selling us store mounts. Oh wow!
Oh man!
But yeah,
Don Matrick was the slimy guy who revealed the Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
I hated him so much. Where does he work now? Oh, that's right.
He sounded like you were gotta go look for him. You're like, where's he work right now?
I mean, I am. Oh, I am. Slimy bastard. I'll kill him.
Okay, let's cut that part.
Not really. Don't match. I'm sorry, Don. Don't come and sue me.
I mean, he is called Don. You know.
He was the CEO of Zynga. Do you remember Zynga? Farmville.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the level of humbug we're dealing with here.
I mean, that's no surprise. They're the business people. The people that are on mobile games, they're the guys in the suits that are like, we're making the money.
Worked for EA for 15 years. Yeah, just not a great track record.
But yeah, hey, that's the way things.
Disappeared off the face of the earth in 2015 when he resigned from Zynga because Zynga's not been relevant for a while now. He's just gone. Mad. Yeah, anyone who's not seen the Xbox One reveal, just go and watch it. It's hilariously bad. Like it's just so bad. There's no they don't even mention games. Like there's no reveal of games. Games are literally not mentioned. They talk about Netflix instead. It's just
yeah. They do love whenever they reveal a console. They love throwing in, hey, we have Netflix on this console. It's like cool. Thanks.
Where are the games? I mean, to be fair, PlayStation did the opposite thing where they just went on and on and on about games but forgot to mention the console. So, both as bad as each other in a way. So,
but yeah,
that's me.
That's
my rant.
I mean, hey, it is really interesting to think about because people do just drop out. And, yeah, like EA have done it a lot. Yeah, I think EA are a big culprit of that because they did it with, why's the name escaping me? The guys who made Dead Space. Was it?
Visceral.
That's the one.
Yeah, I was gonna mention them.
After Dead Space 3, they were like, let's get rid of that.
One bad game is all it takes. So apparently, not even a bad game because Maxis just bizarre. I had no idea that Maxis was shut down. No idea. It's like I was literally looking him up after reading that article, and Wikipedia said Maxis was, and I was like, what? Excuse me? Why past tense? Weird.
It was
EA got rid of its Command and Conquer team as well when they made the awful Command and CNC 4. They just got rid of them immediately.
Do you not like the mobile Command and Conquer? You're not a big fan of the mobile Command and Conquer game? No, not your thing.
Isn't
least CNC 1 is getting a remaster along with Red Alert.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's cool.
Is it going to be reforged?
No.
Triggered.
Apparently, I actually only seen before. Apparently, they're releasing the source code as well for both those games.
Oh,
which is interesting.
That is an interesting move.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's cool.
It's gonna have Red Alert one as well. That's cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm not really interested in the first Tiberium game, but I'd play the first Red Alert.
But yeah,
that's where it's at.
Shall we move on to Ziff's topic then? If you're ready, Ziff.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, it is a shame because I'm quite attached to studios. Because there's others like Arcane who made Dishonored and Prey 2017, and they were fantastic games. Prey
was good.
It just sucks that they get shut down because I do get attached to them, and it's like you're saying, should we? But a lot of the time when I always think if someone else can take over the game, and many times it's happened before. But a lot of the time, I'm like, they're not going to know what they're doing, or it's not going to turn out the same.
Halo.
It's quite a few games I can think of. Darksiders would be one. Is it Dark? Yeah, I think they lost their developer, and then 3 was garbage, and then it's turned into some top-down. Don't even know. Darksiders 2 is so cool. Darksiders 1 was really
they left on a cliffhanger as well with Darksiders 2. And then I don't know what happened to Darksiders 3 because I never played Darksiders 3.
No one wants to know. Yeah, and then because that was Fury or whatever she was called, and then in the
Wrath,
what was his name? Strife. Oh no, Wrath was the first game, wasn't it? No, that was War. Sorry.
War.
What is it good for? I've only played
War. Death is the second one. His voice is amazing. 3.
Yeah.
I swear it's just called Fury, but then there was
It
Strife,
might be Fury, yeah.
Who was so cool. I always wanted to play him. He had 2 pistols, but no, they made him a top-down, stupid game. It's like, thanks for that. But yeah, I always just worry that when someone else takes it over, they're going to mess it up, even though, like you say, a lot of time, everyone's left, like Bethesda and BioWare. It's like, they're not the same people that made amazing games. They're all gone. But I'm still desperate. Like, oh, come on, they can do Dragon Age 4. But it's not going to be the same game. I have given up hope for the next Elder Scrolls at this point. I'm like, no, Bethesda's dead. They're gone. It's hard to accept that.
You never know, because they could always have their redemption arc. Like, I mean, Squaresoft. Squaresoft Square Enix is not the same as it used to be. But then they had like Final Fantasy 13. But then they came out with 15, and then they've done the 7 remake, which, I mean, let's be honest, that was they had that prepared for ages. That was in like a breaking case of emergency. They were like, let's just get that out whenever we're in financial trouble. But that's done really well. I mean, that's been crushing sales from what I've seen in the news, which doesn't surprise me because it's Final Fantasy 7. Who's not going to pick that up unless they've not got money? But
it's a point though, yeah. And like Capcom 2, like you said, they're the better. Yeah.
Devil May Cry 5, Mega Man coming out, Resident Evil. It's all been good.
The difference between Resi 6 and 7 alone, it's just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you want to move on to your topic then, Sif, if we're all done on that?
Yeah, there we go. The question is, do I start with Valorant or start with the small stuff? That's the real question.
Oh, you want to get back into Valorant again? I mean, I didn't know we had 2 topics, but that's fine.
They're not really topics. I just had a few little things that I saw in the news is all. But my main topic is Valorant, pretty much. I mean, it's probably not going to be a super long thing, but I just wanted to speak, because I was speaking, this is also about the skin prices and stuff and its business model. More importantly, because they got the bundles, which I think is 4 weapons. The Reaper bundle is 4 weapons and a knife, which I say is free. But I mean, you're still going to buy the whole bundle. But I think one skin is £10. But then I think if you get the bundle, all the bundles are £50. And so that's, I think, 4 weapons. And there's the Reaper ones are like really cool. They get special effects when you level them up the in-game currency. But then there's like ones that are literally just like a weird bluish purple color, and they're like really basic, to be fair, for a skin, and that's £50 if you just get a few of them. And I was like, oh, that's pretty hefty. And I was like, I'm not liking that. But then I thought about it more, and I was just thinking, well, to be fair, the game is free, and so it's not that bad. And plus, it's going to have the battle pass system as well, so you'll be able to get a bunch of stuff in that.
Ever since Fortnite, it's all like, let's get on that battle pass train.
Yeah, I often see them. I'm like, oh, but to be fair, they are pretty good, because it's like if you actually play the game a lot, you get rewarded for it.
Yeah.
So, and that's going to be the same with Valorant. I'd imagine instead of maybe forking out £50 for a bunch of skins, you can just get the pass and get some unique stuff in there for actually playing.
To be fair, anything with a subscription model, and you're just bent over, like ready for it. Give me this.
I don't know how many subscriptions are you talking about.
I've noticed this with you. Like if it's like a one-off payment and it's a big chunky one, you go. But if it's like a small subscription, you're right there, and it's not like a criticism, because loads of people think the same way. In some ways, I agree with that. I pay for Spotify, but as long as it's a small
like the plague.
As long as it's a small one, I don't mind so much. If it's like £15, like World of Warcraft, that's a bit steep. But and you're right. I guess if you're paying a little bit of money to basically get more rewards for playing a game you were playing anyway, you can't really argue with that. It's just going to add more fun to the game.
Yeah. It is true.
I mean, none of it's pay to win, so
yeah, sure.
Then there you go. Yeah, I mean, I do have a lot of subscriptions, but to be fair, if I could just pay for Prime once and boom, there you go, I'd be all over that.
I would as well.
Yeah, I get the yearly one because I think you save quite a bit for that, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, I do have quite a few subscription games as well. Why not? It's nice and easy. The one thing that's weird about... Listen, it's like £3. I got so many games on there. It's great. I do need to get the Master Chief Collection because I don't really like it not truly owning it. I need to actually pick that up.
Truly owning it.
Truly owning it. The one weird thing with Valorant is I found when I was looking it up the other day is because they're going to reset all the skins anyway. It's kind of weird. When the game comes out, you're going to get basically 20% interest back on the skins. So it's like, yeah, if you paid a bunch, then you get 20% of it back on top, so you get a little extra credit. It's a bit.
Wait, so this is
like
stuff you
interesting.
stuff you actually physically paid for, or like with in-game currency?
Yeah.
Or are we just talking?
No, physically. So if you got like £100 or whatever, it's like, hey, here's £20 worth of credits back.
That's a bit. That's a bit. I feel like you should keep that, surely, instead of resetting it.
What?
If you paid £100, it's
skin.
like
Yeah.
Do you actually keep the skin?
No, they're resetting it, so you don't keep the skin, but you're basically getting paid back for some reason. I don't really know why. It's a bit strange.
Oh, they give you all your money back?
Like in the form of money or like in-game currency?
No. You get it back as currency, but you get an additional 20% on top.
Okay.
I think
So
that's decent.
Yeah, that's
you get
fine.
more currency back for supporting it in its beta, basically.
I thought you were saying you get like 20% of it back, and I was like, what?
That's exactly what Zolt said as well. He was like, "Oh, you want to get 20% back?" That'd be a great business model.
Yeah, I would have a lot to say
but there you
about
go.
that.
It's £20 back. Here you go.
Sounds decent. I guess if you're in the beta, you could if you wanted to spend money on the microtransactions, there'd be loads of people just buying a whole bunch of premium currency on Thursday just to get the extra 20%.
Yeah, it's like pre-order. It's like pre-order currency.
Yeah, I've seen someone who's already must have had like £50 worth of skins. I think he got like 4 or 5 weapons out with different skins in the game. I have got one. That's the only one I'm gonna get because it's cool. But it's fine. I'll get 20% back. There you go.
Oh, you're only gonna get one. You're only gonna get one.
Oh, he's hooked. He's hooked already.
Just like you only bought one league skin.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually got like 223, but we won't talk about.
Whoa, hold on. How many skins have you got in the league?
10 skins. Yeah.
223. What the hell?
How much
you said you don't even play it that much?
To be fair, you do get quite a few for free now through the crafting system.
It's
I've
true,
probably got
yeah.
like a 30, 40, but I've still bought a lot of skins. So there you go. It's over a long period of time. I used to, because it's mainly back like 5 years ago. I used to buy like entire sets when they came out.
Back when we were into League.
Yeah, because I wasn't living on my own and I just had disposable. I was just at my parents. I was like, hey, disposable income. I'm just going to get this entire skin set. Easy. Not anymore.
Sounds like me for the last like 2 months because I've had nothing to spend my money on. I'm stuck in the house. Like, I mean, I know what you're going to say. Oh, I'm on the house all the time anyway. It doesn't make any difference for me. But even like I don't have to pay for a bus pass to like get to work anymore. So there's like £60 I can just smack into games.
But yeah, I mean, I've not spent a dime on League. I can say that much in all the years of playing it. Listen, if I can get stuff for free, if I can just avoid paying any money at all, I'm there. I'm like, I'm working towards that. It's true. We did play it a lot. You might have bought me a skin actually. Did you buy me the Rise one, where he's like Uncle Rise, or was that Zip?
I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. Remember someone getting
the skin. That is the one.
Easy peasy. I'm trying to think. I hardly ever actually buy microtransactions. I think for Resident Evil 2 for the remake, there was like a microtransaction where you'd get the original sound effects and the original soundtrack, and I paid for that. That was like £2. And I was like, I need that. I think it came with the original PS1 low poly models too.
Yeah.
I was like, I need that, and the game is so much better with the original soundtrack because the original soundtrack's just great.
Yeah, that's a really cool one as well.
I may have bought the new art outfits for the remake. Not gonna lie, they're just great.
The one thing I do have in microtransactions with stuff like that is that stuff like back in the day you would have been able to do with cheats. There would have been a cheat or you'd unlock it in some way, and it's kind of
completion.
Yeah, I kind of wish they had more of that in games nowadays. I feel like I talked about this last week, but I wish games did that more. Makes me sad.
I do really miss that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you had the SWAT outfit, didn't you, in Resident Evil 4, and the Mafia outfit as well. And that unlimited ammo rocket launcher or something. But yeah, you got a lot for completing it and then like doing it again. And
yeah, the Ada Wong mode as well and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, you buy it all now.
Yeah, you know, it's a shame, but it is what it is. I guess this is where we are. was that like
Yeah,
I always think of San Andreas for cheats because I had like a list. I remember when you had to have like a note in the case next to the manual and you have all the codes written down on there.
Right. Hang on, I think I've got PS2 games here. Let me see if I can find one. I bet you I've got one or two. Bet I've still got them.
That's what we need to see.
I remember I had a small book that had them in, and it got to the point. I think the one I memorized was in Vice City when you could change your player model. That was the one I memorized right there. But it was random, so I used to sit there. Sometimes it'd take like 10 minutes to get the SWAT guy. I just wanted
get the right
SWAT
model.
guy. That's all I wanted, and it kept going through to like the beach person on roller skates like 10 times. I'm like, no, I don't want the beach person. Get out of it.
Yeah, like I think San Andreas were the ones I memorized. I always used to memorize the jetpack and the Hydra, spotting the Hydra in, because I used to just love flying in that game. That's all I used to do. It's good times.
Hydra was 10 out of 10 for sure.
But yeah, I do miss those days. But I mean, some games still, like, I guess Sim still has cheats in there, you know, Rosebud, Motherload.
Motherload, classic.
Yeah.
I actually don't have any.
Oh, wow.
I don't have all my PS2 games with me. So I've only got like multiplayer ones really for the most part. Although I have found
there it is. Angel of Darkness.
75 pence. And I didn't even know that this was in here. But Zan, do you remember I was telling you during the stream that I had a Angel of Darkness board game where you had to get through the Louvre and steal the painting?
Yeah. Is the painting in the case?
Leaflet for it. Like, it's in the game.
That's great.
Yeah, it's like the little figurines.
Now also for 4 players.
Oh, look, you even got the twist bad guy in there as well.
Oh god, yeah, he's there. Amazing. And like there's a quote from Ian Livingstone himself saying it's the best board game ever, which I feel like might be slightly biased, but there you go.
Signed by Lara Croft herself.
Yes, quotes by Ian Livingstone. I don't know, man.
Hey, that sounds like a good board game to me. I don't know about you guys.
It was not. It was not a good game.
Well, that's a shame.
I mean, hey, we need to do small board games at some point, you know.
Oh,
Diff was telling me
and
about
you can
one.
we can win a Sony Ericsson phone.
Oh, wow. How do we enter?
Yeah, I bet you have to like phone or like post. Yeah, you free post it back to IDOS.
You should go free poster. See if you get one.
I mean, yeah.
Imagine the studio's moved.
No, just free poster. Just post it.
It's Square now, you know. There's no IDOS anymore. It's Square now. Hang on, let's see.
Too busy on Hitman.
Which game did you purchase? Was it Time Splitters, Time Splitters 2, Soul Reaver 2, Hitman 2, Deus Ex 1, Mr. Mosquito? What the hell is Mr. Mosquito?
What is Mr. Mosquito? Hold on. Someone look up Mr. Mosquito real quick. I'm looking this up. What is Mr. Mosquito?
Where did you buy this game? Was it Comet, Dixon's, Woolworths, Toys R Us, Virgin? None of these stores exist anymore.
So, Mr. Mosquito. Mr. Mosquito. Someone look up Mr. Mosquito. Look at the images. This is a real creepy looking game.
It's a Rayman spin-off. Oh my god! It's not not that Mr. Mosquito.
It's not. For a second, I thought it was. His hands.
I know this. I know this game.
This is very creepy.
Did a video of this way back in the day. Yeah, it's really weird.
There's a woman in a bathtub, and there is a mosquito, like flying around her.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Brilliant.
Blast from the past. I do. It's a shame I don't have my San Andreas here because that does have loads of cheats in it.
Yeah, San Andreas definitely did for me.
All my Mega Drive games have loads of cheat codes written down in them. So Echo the Dolphin, I've got all the level codes because there's no save system in that game. You have to like write down the level codes. So I've got a big A4 full of level codes for that.
Oh my god! It had a sequel.
What? Mr. Mosquito had a sequel?
Mr. Mosquito 2, Let's Go Hawaii. I'm gonna put the box art into the Discord. There it is.
I feel like I need to pull this up on stream somehow. I don't know if I've got the capabilities right now.
Christ, that looks pervy.
I can't even pull up Discord, can I? Because we're all in the call. No. The limitations.
The box art's so different to the first. The first one just looks like the Rayman mosquito, and then the second one's like an actual mosquito on someone's face.
I'm trying to look up Mr. Mosquito too. Oh boy. Yeah, we've went down a rabbit hole now.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Or am I?
What have you done?
No. Just to give people an idea of what Mr. Mosquito is, I think I'll drag it over Tef's cam real quick. Will this work?
Yeah, thanks, mate.
It actually doesn't work, never mind. I'll have to set that up properly for next time. Don't worry, you're not missing too much with Mr. Mosquito.
Oh, you're missing everything.
Just imagine like Tef's face right now, but there's a mosquito going for him. That's the box art. That's what the game is.
Oh my god.
Oh, there you go. Tef's pulled it up for us. Mr. Mosquito. Can you get like an image of gameplay? Let's see one of the gameplay images real quick.
I've just found the Japanese version of the first case. Like how.
Isn't it just
that
a
is
thought?
Yeah. That would make me want to buy a game right there.
Oh my god. What is this?
Oh my god, that's high res.
I don't know if I want this on stream. Oh no.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very ugly looking game. I'll find it on Google Images to show the masses just how ugly it is. There we go.
This is Mr. Mosquito. It is a it's a
Christ-centeredgamer.com.
Christ-centered. Okay. No comments.
There it is in all its glory.
There you go.
Just that
There it
dialogue.
is.
Brilliant.
Oh my! You've been spotted. I like to imagine there's like a Metal Gear alert.
Yeah. With the text coming across the screen.
Oh no. Is that you, Zan? That looks like that's a woman. What do you mean? Okay, I'm not supposed to talk to chat. And she caught me off guard.
That's amazing.
All right, that was a rabbit hole we just went down. Yeah.
How do we follow up?
How do we follow Mr. Mosquito?
Currently discussing Mr. Mosquito.
Yeah, it's set as Zip's topic right now. Are we done with Zip's topic? What was Zip's topic again? Mr. Mosquito just blew it out the water.
It was Valorant.
I haven't even discussed Valorant yet, no?
The model, but.
Oh, wait, no, we did. Yeah, we did, sorry.
Yeah, we did.
I was excited for Valorant. Just wanted more.
Oh no, you're so excited.
Yeah, anything
I
else
did
you want to
have a
discuss?
few other things
Okay.
to quickly bring up. Right, let's go through. First of all, it sounds like Halo 3 is going to get its public testing next month.
Oh yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are like, oh no, because it seems like they're really rushing the MCC now on PC to me. Especially since Halo 2 released. Well, a lot of people weren't happy with that release. It had some... Did you hear about some of the bugs it had, Tef? Because, oh boy.
I didn't hear about any of myself.
I heard that it was one of the least bug-ridden releases so far on MCC, actually. So, what did you hear?
I don't know if you've ever watched Hidden Xperia, but he had a video ranting on it. It's, well, one of the main things, a lot of them were bugs from like ages ago. One of them was,
Part of the experience.
Loads. I mean, obviously there was also getting disconnected and stuff, but that was fixed. But there was also vehicles just driving themselves. But
that sounds fun to me.
There was
sounds
a lot,
like
but
entered in a cheat code.
The main one was it's apparently a really old bug from back in the day. You could just shoot straight down into the floor, and the projectiles would hit everyone no matter where they are on the map. And
yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah,
it used to like ruin like the competitive scene like ages ago, and you could just I've seen loads of clips, and you could just shoot into the floor, and you just get like quad kills and everything.
Yeah, that was a Halo 2 Vista bug, wasn't it?
How'd they miss that?
They just didn't know to fix it.
I don't know.
This is the thing. It's mad. Like they with 1 and 2, they've taken the code base from the last time they were released on PC and just whacked it in there and not changed anything. There's still loads of bugs in the Halo 1 anniversary that's left over from the original Gearbox port of Halo on PC. And considering it, I mean, there was Halo on PC originally, there was Halo Custom Edition, there was Halo Anniversary on the Xbox 360, Halo Anniversary on the Xbox One, and now Halo Anniversary on PC, and it's still not being fixed.
No. What else was there? I was trying to think. There is also it's also the enemies respawning constantly in the campaign. That's a good time.
Oh, yeah, I've not touched the campaign.
I don't think that's fixed. I didn't see a note. The shooting into the floor was fixed in the same patch they fixed the crashing in the campaign. But I didn't see, and he didn't experience, didn't mention it, but you could see it in the background of his video. Zan, when we were playing, you'd like clear the enemies. And we're on heroic, but if you're doing like a legendary run, like I literally went to get on a ghost in the highway, and 2 ghosts that we just killed spawned right on top of me again.
Oh yeah, that did that.
And it spawned, and all the enemies outside it respawned as well.
Oh,
and we've seen it multiple times. The same 2 ghosts came out 2 more times than they're supposed to later on as well.
And I was literally staring at the spot where they spawned, so it wasn't even like they spawned when they were out of sight. They just appeared before my very eyes.
It was great. I've seen some, because like High Charity, that's a really tough level on Legendary, and you start out with like an awful Needler against like 6 brutes. But I've seen like clips of the brutes just respawning right in your face. It's like, oh boy.
It's just evil.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are worried though, because I think a lot of people are thinking with 3 they're going to bring out Forge, or it's going to be not long after. And a lot of people are saying like, because 1 and 2 technically we're on PC once, 3 is like the big one for MCC on PC. Like a lot of people like worried because people want them to really not mess it up and not rush it, especially if it has Forge.
It is meant to have Forge. Forge was actually meant to be in the Halo 2 release along with Theatre, but they pushed it back because it wasn't finished. Because they were calling it the Thorage update, which is like a horrible mesh of Theatre and Forge.
They were in the boardrooms like, what do we call this update? We've got Theatre and Forge.
Thorage.
Give that man a raise.
Yeah, that's a small thing to see, and I just hope it comes out in a good state, especially for Halo 3.
Yeah, I think we all here want Halo 3 to be good.
I mean, it's true. Two of the things I saw quickly was, I think it's out a few days ago, but then I wasn't sure if it's like in a few days, but Amazon's game Crucible as well. It's either out a few days ago or it's coming out in a few days. I'm not sure. But that's a thing. Amazon's game.
Yeah, they got New World coming soon as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. But this Crucible, it's just another hero shooter basically, or objective based. I mean, I don't think it'll do well. I
don't think it's going to do that well. No.
It's pretty poor reviews so far. Mixed response on Steam.
Yikes.
There wasn't a lot of marketing behind it either, because I never heard about it.
This is literally the first time I've heard of this.
Yeah.
It's small. It's got like a small BR mode, which is 8 teams of 2. But the weird thing, I just heard about it before the podcast, is when you've lost your partner, you can join up with the other solos. But
wait, what?
So you can like go back into a pair with someone else and just keep surviving, which is weird. But apparently, at the end, you can screw each other over, and it sounds like and betray each other. I don't know. It sounds very strange.
Survival of the fittest. It's like you go in duos in the very end, the very last moment, you just turn around and be like, I'm sorry.
But I'm not really.
That sounds like a pretty cool mechanic, actually.
Zan would do that every game.
Yeah,
100%.
It'd be like that one show. Is it like that one show, Golden Balls, whatever it's called, where they have like the golden ball? It's like they can either take the money or steal.
Yep.
That's why I imagine
just
it to be.
People over.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't seen a huge amount on it, and I have a feeling with barely anyone hearing about it, it's probably not going to do super well.
All the Steam reviews just basically saying it's nowhere close to being finished yet. One person described it as open alpha and said it might be good, but it's going to be another like 6 months before it's even finished. So,
yikes.
Don't know why they've released it in that state.
Yeah, it's odd they'd push it out because it's Amazon as well. Like, I'm sure they've got the funds to keep it in development a little longer before they throw it out.
Yeah,
it's a bit strange.
They've got new. I almost said new Amazon. They've got New World on the horizon as well, which is coming. Which is actually it's looking really good, and that looks like it'll actually take off as an MMO. How well it'll do, I don't know, but it's looking like it'll do good. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I know a lot of MMO players have at least heard of that game, so there's that for it.
True.
And then the last thing I saw was, speaking of Sims 4, should have brought it up before, it's getting another expansion. Who would have guessed?
Oh boy. Is it something they've done before?
It's actually not. I don't think so. It's basically an eco one, and you can basically improve the eco of the town, so it can be. I think there's one town in particular that starts out terribly. It's like an old industrial sector, and there's like a bar for how well the town's doing, and you can go full on industry, and all the Sims start coughing and dying, but you make more money, so it's all good. Or you can go eco. And they're putting all the stuff in it, like water catchers, solar panels. Apparently, you can live in shipping containers. Apparently, that's a thing.
That's what all the cool kids are doing nowadays.
That's an original idea for a Sims expansion for the first time in about 15 years. But also, it's kind of just SimCity.
It's also very similar to Sims 3's In the Future expansion. I don't know if any of you played that, but in the future, you can set up different like timelines, so you can have like the Utopia timeline or the Dystopia timeline.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Like Sonic CD.
But yeah, that's like something you could change, and it would have effects on the world. Which it sounds kind of similar to that, but it never had like a bar. It was like a quest line you had to do in Sims 3 to get it to be a dystopia or a utopia. But yeah, it gives off that sort of idea.
Yeah, it does sound cool. It sounds like if you go eco, it's like, it's I say difficult for a Sims game, but it's like, a lot of your electricity can randomly die, and the water catchers can be very unreliable, and stuff breaks, and you use candles for all your lighting because that's a good time. But I don't know. I heard it and I was like, wow, it actually sounds like something I literally didn't buy twice in the past. So that's nice.
There you go.
But yeah. There you go. That's
next expansion, Sims Out 76. It becomes a wasteland and everyone's fighting for supplies.
Brilliant.
I'd play the hell out of that.
I'd be down for that.
And the very last thing I've got to say, I don't know why I didn't mention it earlier when we were talking about PS exclusives, but they've actually, only like today or yesterday, made Spider-Man free on PS4, and that is a damn good Spider-Man game, so I just want to get it out there.
Yeah.
You should go and pick that up if you have a PS4.
It's free on PS4? Good. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I should do
on
that.
PS Plus.
Wow. I've actually got it, but that's still really cool.
Also, Civ 6 is free on the Epic Store if you guys want to pick that up as well.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I installed that today, actually. I've not had a chance to play it yet.
Yeah, so they're the deals of the day. Should we have a deals of the day section on the podcast at the very end?
We should. But yeah, that's me. That's everything I've got. There you go.
Alright, yeah, we are like actually close to going over time because we're like at the 2 hour mark now. There's Angel of Darkness, there it is. But yeah, we could quickly go with my topic before we wrap up if we want. So
sounds good.
Mine was going to be on accessibility in MMOs and how the genre has changed and how it's not how it used to be back in the day. So one of the original creators of WoW, of like the original like vanilla back in the day, was doing an interview and talked about how the world's changed since then, because like back in the day, to get your social interaction you could do that in WoW, and that need can be fulfilled in other games nowadays. And we never had social media wasn't as prevalent back then either. It wasn't as big of a thing, so you'd hop on with WoW, you'd talk with all your friends on WoW, and that's like not really a thing anymore. So I thought it was really a really interesting interview. I wasn't sure how in depth we want to go on this because we are like close to going over time, but you guys want to talk about it?
I mean, retail is like no one says anything in retail, like, because when Classic came out, I know I didn't play for that long, but when I did play it, some of it was like the old days. People actually speak to you when you do a quest together, or if you like hook up and do something, just like people that actually help you out. You go to retail, no, you're on your own. No one speaks to you, and if you do band up, they don't say a word. It's just retail just feels like a ghost town now, even though there's people everywhere. It's like it just feels so lifeless compared to what it used to be, and that's why I loved Classic for like a few weeks. People like actually spoke and like whispered and like chatted about stuff again. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
Why
so,
even have an MMO if you're not going to be speaking to everyone all the time? That's the problem, isn't it? They've got to find a way to change the dynamic so that there's some sort of social element still involved, really.
the thing is, it's a balance. So what I was going to say is it's a balance between the social element and then also accessibility, because what they've done is they've been like, hey, you can just click a raid finder and you get in a group, but then no one talks in the group. Then there's so it makes it a lot easier for newer players to get in, but then it takes away the social elements, and it takes away a lot of the reason why people play the game in the first place, because I feel like it scratched that itch for a lot of people back in the day, and now it's just, you go in there, it's like, I guess I'll farm mounts, which, hey, farm mounts is fun.
I feel like if you're going to load up the LFG, you might as well just play an RPG, and if you're in it for grinding the gear, you might as well just play Diablo or Path of Exile.
It's true, Path of Exile, definitely.
You know, like the social aspect is what makes it an MMO. Otherwise, it's just an RPG.
I think there is a fine balance between that and accessibility, though, to actually keep the genre alive. Otherwise, people aren't really gonna. They're not really gonna care too much. Like, if it's too hard to get into, it's like, oh, I've got to actually interact with too many people. It's like, how do you? It's hard to do, because like Arcade has kind of done it as well. They've added in like a group finder, and they've instant stuff so you can get into like dungeons easier. But they do also have a very tight-knit community in that game, and everyone is very vocal. I can say that much about Arcade.
Brilliant.
But that still has like a classic WoW vibe in a way. I use the word vibe. Ugh.
Oh god.
Oh no. But yeah, Ziff knows what I mean, because it does have that vibe where everyone knows each other. I use the word again.
I say it all the time. I won't comment.
Okay. But yeah,
I'm down with the cool kids.
Down with the cool kids in the cool kids club. You're vibing, like all the Zoomers do. But yeah, I guess we don't have to go too far into it because we are like over time now. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it because I think it's really interesting, and I'm actually kind of I'm like writing up a piece on it that I can do in video format at some point. So just wanted to bring it up.
I was gonna say, don't waste too much of it here when that sounds like prime YouTube material for you.
It does.
I mean, it does. It is right up my alley. So it's something I've already got a write up for, but I've kind of had to edit with the latest expansion, and I'm kind of jumping around stuff. I was gonna do like a history of MMOs as well, because I think that'd be a lot of fun to look into while I do that video. But yeah, well, if that's everything, I guess we can wrap there for the night. Sure. Everyone's good.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Tef doesn't really have any socials. I mean, it's definitely not. You want to know articles or anything you want to promote? And you want to throw out there?
I've not finished any this week. I've had to start working from home again. Oh, work-life balance. So it's not finished yet. I'll throw that in when I've actually got articles on it, because I do have a Medium hidden out there somewhere. But I mean, yeah, I don't. It's not that I don't have socials. It's just I'm such a bad lurker, so there's no reason to actually follow me. But I mean, I'm Tefrian on Discord and PlayStation and Nintendo. So if you want to add me, play games, whatever, do that. But I don't really have any social media. So.
All right. Well, there you go. And Ziff, where can they find you?
Hey, well, as always, it's pretty much Zifflock everywhere. And while I'm not really streaming much at the moment, the main thing where I'm still pretty active is Twitter. I'll retweet and comments, look into some things. But yeah, that's kind of the main thing where stuff is happening. So I'd most recommend checking out Twitter. But obviously, I do stream a fair bit, and will hopefully be getting back on it at some point. So that is just Zifflock again on Twitch. That's where you can find me.
All right, and most of you, if you're here already, probably already know me. But if you don't, I'm Zanrise on Twitch, Zanrise on YouTube, Real Zanrise on Instagram, Zangames on Twitter, and that's it. I mean, there's other stuff that I've got, but we won't talk about that. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's the show. That's episode 2 of the podcast. We got a second episode. Wow.
We're now officially a series.
Yeah. So I don't know who will be joining us next week. Are you going to try and make it for next week as well, Ziff?
Of course, I will try my best.
All right. Yeah, this is going to be the recurring hosts of the show, I assume, and then we might get guests on every now and then, or we're going to try to at least. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. This will probably go up on YouTube as well. I'm going to try and do a bi-weekly thing where when we do the next episode of the podcast, this episode will go up. So if you're watching a new if an episode's up on YouTube right now, it probably means that we've streamed that day. So every Monday we are doing the podcast live on Twitch. So come on by, feel free to hang out in the chat and talk along. But yeah, thank you for joining me, you two, and thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. So yeah, au revoir.
Bye.
Adios.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.